Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining us today for the Fitchburg Star, our star, Kimberly. She's back and she's ready to bring us an update from Common Council and some other stories happening in around Fitchburg. You're not at your usual place today, and
No,
notable, you traded your holiday tree with a tropical tree.
It is a very tropical tree, yes. For full transparency for the viewers at home, my apartment is a nightmare because we are moving. And so I figured none of the citizens in Fitchburg need to see the mess I've made. So you get a nice tropical tree instead.
We could have been talking about Box City. Instead, we're talking about tropics.
I love Box City. We're not talking about Box City. I love Box City. Moving on.
All right, we'll jump right into it. We had our Common Council meeting this past Tuesday night, and you have a couple of updates from that. Where do you want to take us first?
Yeah, so we will talk about two agenda items that were connected to one another in a way, but we're on completely the opposite end of the agenda so that they wouldn't be too connected, which sounds a little funny. So, but that was how they wanted to design it, to create a little bit of a distinction. So the first resolution that came forward is renaming the council chambers after former Mayor Francis Huntley Cooper. They did that and they approved that by a vote of 7-1. Tuesday night. The one alder who declined vote was Jay Allen, and he felt that the city should make a more public statement, such as putting her name on like a section of road, of highway, such as like McKee or Verona Road or something like that. So they approved the renaming of that council chamber room. This will be the second room that is named after a mayor. For those people who are in City Hall often enough, you'll see that there's a room named after Jeannie Sealing. So the other side of that was at the complete other end of the meeting was the council agreed to prevent any buildings from being named, such as anything on the civic campus, such as City Hall itself, the police station, fire stations, just anything within the civic campus. So that passed 6-2 after people clarified that did not also apply to parks and, more importantly, community centers such as the Hub and the possible teen center that is going through the works. So two things that were connected, just on the opposite ends of the agenda. So you get to revisit it twice in one meeting. So
yeah, no, and it's cool. If you haven't, I mentioned it on Talking Fitchburg that if you haven't met Frances, she's an amazing person, first off. And it's quite the honor, and we're glad to see it all getting taken care of here, and we'll see what comes up next on that front. Turning attention then later on, I don't even know what part of the meeting, I guess I can't say later on, but another piece that you wanted to talk about was talk about a piece of property, and I'll leave it to you to talk us through it. I can't steal your thunder completely.
So there is a property on Burn Road, and so it's in southern Fitchburg, along Highway 14. And so most people probably interact with Burn Road by going over Highway 14 and seeing Burn Road on the side. But so to the west of Highway 14, there was a group that wants to build a wedding venue and wanted to get it rezoned under the rural event venue zoning. My mind's blanking on the word. So, but just under that zoning, the Plan Commission denied it, so they came back for an appeal. And so that was one of the most controversial pieces of the meeting, actually, was you had them come in and plead their case as to why they should be allowed to win the appeal to have this wedding venue. And then you had a lot of people who live along Burn Road who testified that the road is not safe. They were worried about property values. Along with safety, they were concerned about having large numbers of people coming along that road, especially since there is a blind S curve as you go underneath Highway 14, one of those bridges. So that was the main concern. So the Common Council denied it, mainly due to traffic concerns. They denied this conditional permit for the zoning. The landowners and the people who are working on the project will be able to bring it back later this year if they would like, or even sooner if they can prove that they work to make changes. And specifically, I think working to make changes to prove that the traffic will be safe in that area. So that's kind of a boiled down version of what was a solid 45 minutes to an hour of that meeting that night. So
yeah, and you can check out the Common Council meeting and the Plan Commission meetings and the other committee meetings that this went through as well through the city's website, fitchburgwi.gov. All right, you mentioned about the Teen Center a little bit, so we got to go back to that. Teen Center survey is now out, and tell us what you know on this front.
Great. So the Teen Center survey is available until March 18th. So if you have not voted in that, go vote in that. There's 10 questions and they range from asking, what kind of services would you like to see in a teen center? This question is a little bit more for the adults, but kind of looking at what they would like or what they did when they were kids, and what barriers you think there are to building a teen center. So, but you can go read it for yourself. It is up until March 18th. So
yeah, there'll be more information to come. There's also a teen survey, if I could say that 2 times. That's part of this as well, that teens will actually participate in too. So more to come on that, but you can find the link to that survey and others. We have a lot of surveys out there right now, but we're gonna get that feedback. That's always important. Kimberly, thank you so much. If people want to learn more or contact you, how can they do so?
They can go to fitchburgstar.com. And right now, specifically, we have a lot of election candidate questionnaires live. So if you want to know who's running for local office, it's a place to go. So.
Ooh, I like that. We got you hooked up there, right there. I'm going to hold on that one for a while. All right, Kimberly, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate the update. We'll check in with you next couple weeks.
Sounds good. See you then.
All right. You bet. Fitchburg Star. Check out their website for the latest information on what's happening here in Fitchburg. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.